Hi everyone, Trish from Tap HR here, just with a video on the top 5 HR mistakes that I see startups and businesses make. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, so whether that's to the podcast or our YouTube channel, to make sure that you're getting really good quality HR advice on a regular basis and for free. Who doesn't like free stuff? So I've been working in HR for nearly 20 years now. I always wince when I say that. And there are just key things that I continually see businesses do that actually, if you address them straight off, and when you're young in your life as a business, you can help make sure that they don't become a huge problem, and obviously that you don't make those mistakes. So these are my top 5. Obviously there's quite a few more out there, but if you address these things, it's really going to help you going forward. So the first one for me is contracts of employment, and you'll probably have seen across my channels that I talk about this quite a lot. What I find, particularly with new businesses or startups, is that somebody will have downloaded a template off of the internet and just kind of hope for the best and hope that it covers them. Like if you're a new business, or even if you're an established business, really, it's super important to make sure that your contracts of employment are solid, so that they protect you as a business, they look after your employees, and so that you're not scrabbling about when something goes wrong. It also kind of sets the tone for people, really. They know that you are putting effort and into making sure that they've got the right employee contracts, but also they know where their land lies, right? They know where their boundaries are. So the first mistake I see is people not investing time and money into making sure that they get contracts of employment right. And there are lots of businesses like mine out there, HR and professionals, or even employment lawyers, who can provide you with really robust contracts of employment. So I would always suggest you start off with that, because once you've got the right template in place, you're going to be replicating that. But if you've got the wrong template in place, you're going to be continually replicating that too. And actually, in the long run, it's going to cost you way more money and time, where you think you probably kind of covered yourself, or you've saved a bit of time downloading something on the internet. Actually, you're probably creating yourself a problem for later on down the line. So my first tip there is make sure that you spend a little bit of money. It's not going to cost you a lot to make sure that your contracts of employment are right. Second one for me, or the second thing that I see people doing, is not hiring the right people. So whilst you have probably had a really brilliant idea in terms of your business, recruitment in itself is a skill, and it's a skill that people like myself hone over time. So I think it's really important for businesses to hire the right people, and that means focusing on the way that you attract people, so the message that you put out there about the kind of business that you are, and looking at the process that you use to recruit people. It's really important that you use specific and defined interview questions. So asking things like, if you're an animal, what would you be? You're not going to get anything out of that will tell you how that person's going to perform. So it's really important that your interview process is also robust. So hiring the wrong people equally can cost you a lot of time. I think I read something the other day that said the cost of a bad hire can be anything up to kind of 30% of what that person's salary would be. And particularly if you're a small business, that kind of cost is huge, absolutely huge. So it's really, really important to make sure that you hire the right people. So make sure that you either know what you're doing, or again, that you just take the time to draft in somebody who knows what they're doing, so that you can make sure that you've got the right people in your business. Third thing that I see people not do is not define their organisational culture early enough. So I think sometimes people think that organisational culture is about something that bigger companies need to worry about. When I've got 50-40 people, I'll think about my culture. But actually, organisational culture is shared beliefs, or the way that you do things around here is an old quote. It's about how you want your business to be, and how you want it to look and feel for somebody who works within the business. So it's really important that you define that early, particularly because of that earlier point that I said. If you're looking to hire the right people into your business, you need to be really clear about who it is that you are as a business, and kind of what your business persona is. And equally, as you grow, it can be really easy to kind of lose sight of what your organisational culture is. Whereas if you set it early, you've got that anchor to come back to. So another mistake I see is people not thinking early enough about their organisational culture, but equally also people trying to be something that they're not. People will look at the likes of Innocent, for example, or Hewitt, who've got brilliant organisational cultures, and try and emulate exactly what they're doing, but actually you kind of just need to do you. Like, it's great to be able to look at fabulous companies and see what they're doing, but make sure that you stay true to you. Like, what is it that you wanted to set up when you set up your business, and how do you want to be treated as an employee when you're in a business, and is that something that you want to be able to emulate? So that's kind of another mistake that I see organisations making. A key one, and I think most HR professionals will tell you this, is not setting up your managers for success. And this isn't unique to small organisations. It happens in organisations regardless of kind of how old they are or how long they've been going for. If you're going to make somebody a manager within your business, make sure that you also give them the training, the skills, the support to be the best possible manager that they can be. And I think one key thing for me is, if you want to make somebody a manager in your business, make sure that they understand what being a good manager means to you. And it will mean different things in different businesses, but just giving them the job title manager and saying, off you go manage, isn't great for them, and also isn't going to get the best for you as a business owner. You need to make sure that you're really clear about what it means to be a manager in your business, and also that you provide all of the support and all of the guidance that you can do to help that person be the best manager they can be. Because in the long run, they're going to be managing your people, and your people are your biggest asset. So it's really, really important that you make that investment. And the final thing that I see organisations do, and again, not just new organisations kind of across the board, is not lay the right foundations, particularly when it comes to HR. So there are very key HR policies and procedures that it's really important for you to have in place as a business. And I see time and time again, people not put those in place. So there are top 7 policies that we'd recommend here at Tap HR, and you'll be able to see that I've posted another video about what those policies are and why they're all so important. Equally, I very often see organisations not invest in HR software. I think the minute I say, we probably need to get some HR software, they go, oh, it's too much work, I don't want to do that, it's going to cost me a lot of money. When actually there are solutions out there like Breathe HR that cost 13 quid a month. Who's going to miss 13 quid a month? Or there are other fabulous kind of software people out there, software houses out there, sorry, I couldn't get my words out there, such as, Sage People, Personio, some really great pieces of software out there that are going to save you time, save you money, automate your HR admin so that you can go off and do all the fun stuff that you want to do. So I would always recommend that businesses look into using HR software. Breathe HR is brilliant, it's really good in terms of value for money, but there are those other 2 options out there, and various other options obviously, but those are the ones that I would recommend. But invest in your HR software early, and also make sure that you've got the right policies and procedures in place to be compliant and to just set you up for success in general. So I hope that helps. Those are the top 5 mistakes that I see organisations make in terms of HR. If you want any other help, advice or guidance, get in contact with us over here at Tap HR. But I really hope that's been useful. Have a fabulous day.